Good evening. How is everyone this evening? Hopefully good. Hopefully in a mood for La La Land, because that is the song we're going to be talking about today. And in fact, coming up on the show, we've got John Baker, who we're going to attempt the impossible. We're going to attempt a Zoom call in the middle of a live stream. So that should be good fun, shouldn't it? Lovely fun. While you're there, as always, if you haven't subscribed to us, and you're probably getting fed up of hearing us say this, please subscribe to YouTube or anyone else you like. Be our friend. Be our friend on Facebook. Be our friend on Twitter, on Instagram, all of those places. TikTok, we don't do TikTok. Not yet, anyway. So smash the subscribe button.
That was easy.
And get yourself one of these buttons. Makes everything easy. We are talking about La La Land, and we are going to play you this song. We're going to do our normal, almost normal record spin. Here we go.
Burgers and bourbon, everyone's a surfer. Daily serving rice and kale. Tesla drivers on the road to hell. And who's on the shady and the gas pump baby is 10-tone beautiful, but she's looking for a tip to pay her mama's hospital bill. La la la, it's another perfect day and there's nothing planned. La la land, maybe rock and roll to you, but it's not so rock and roll to me. Gucci bags, paupers rags, well I rock candy ones filled with songs.
I'm so sorry. My mic was off there. So you heard the applause, because it said on the screen, applause please, and I thought I'd bring my own. So sorry about the little bit of silence there. And you will have noticed that that was not a record. That was a CD. And a little known fact that any record deck, they all play CDs. You just put the needle on the CD and it sounds exactly the same. Pristine, brilliant quality. Give it a try. And then I'm not going to tell you where I live. So I think we are going to go straight to the quiz question. And this is a tricky quiz question. If you think that David Bowie question from a few weeks ago was tricky, this is going to sort out your technological skills. Yes, it is. It's going to sort out your technological skills. So I'm going to stick the screen on and pop the quiz question up on there. And here is the quiz question. In our Car Crash TV Part 6 on YouTube, that's on our YouTube channel where you're watching this now, what does the road up Caerphilly Mountain remind John of? In our Car Crash TV Part 6 on our YouTube channel, what does the road up and over Caerphilly Mountain remind John of? So people that might have seen this original Car Crash thing where we picked on every track before the album was released might already know the answer to this, but I would warrant there's a lot of people doing a mad scramble now going, how do we do that? Well, the obvious way to do it is just make a duplicate tab and go to the top and make a duplicate tab and then hunt around YouTube, find the Car Crash TV, have a quick listen to it, and I think the answer is about a third of the way through, something like that. But don't go too far, you'll miss it. And then all will be lost. I'm going to take that off the screen now. So there we are. That would be the way I would do it. Just open another tab, hunt around the YouTube channel until you find Car Crash Karaoke Part 6. Part 6, which of course is La La Land, which of course what we're talking about now today. What else have we got on the show? I mean, we've got John Baker on Zoom soon. That is going to be soon. When's it saying? Starts up in a few minutes. In a few minutes, and we haven't properly tested this out. So give us a little prayer before we do that Zoom interview. But it should be great. I foresee no problems whatsoever. So La La Land. This is one of the ones where we are kind of partway through the album, and the song came before the cartoon. So I'm just going to show you the cartoon. And this is, again, one of Leah Dartnell's cartoons. And it's the continuation of my story, where I've just been up in space designing a new stage set based on geostationary satellites. And I've landed, but my landing has gone off course, and I've landed just off LA at Venice Beach. And you can see all that in the background. And the funny thing with Leah is because Leah's never been to LA, and she thought Venice Beach, and she put loads of palm trees and everything right all the way into the distance. And I went, no, it's a city beach. All you can see are skyscrapers all the way along. So she hastily took out the palm trees, and we got the concrete jungle in there. So there we are. That's it. So the cartoon came after the song, which is what started to happen halfway through. We were still releasing the cartoons, every couple of weeks. But I'll just get back to me. We're releasing the cartoons every couple of weeks, but at the same time we were writing the album. And this one came, John will tell you a little bit more about this, but it came from a writing session that him and John had done, him and James had done, which was very productive. So when they sent us the original demo, when that came across here, we had a lot of the lyrics. John had written a lot of the lyrics, but they were written kind of down in a very rough form. So it was burgers and bourbon, 7 lanes of highway. It was just stuff. It was all ideas about Los Angeles. And then it was kind of my job to pull that into a kind of very cohesive thing. We'll play the demo in a couple of minutes of that, of how it originally sounded. But essentially, the original chorus was kind of something like a la la land, it's another perfect day and there's nothing planned. La la And I just, when we had all the lyrics together, it was actually talking about the dynamic of Los Angeles with the rich in one place, and you've got the poor sleeping homeless everywhere. It's the haves and have-nots again, common theme in some of our stuff. So I wanted to make it a little bit more off kilter, so I changed it across to La La Land, it's another perfect day and there's nothing planned. La La Land, maybe rock and roll to you, but it's not so rock and roll to me. That kind of thing. So there we are. So I think it could be time where we actually hit the thingamy, the original demo of this, and at the same time I'm going to try and start up my Zoom on the other screen, and we're going to see what happens. You may get all sorts of flashing. I'll tell you what, we'll leave it on me, because there's not much to see on the screen, because it's just it's an audio file. So here, from the writing sessions that John and James did together, here is the original demo of La La Land.
La La Land, number 2, here we go. Starting from the verse. Turning away, loving man, you can't believe what you've done, turning man. Turning love, you turning water, you walk away, but you know.
Recording in progress.
So there we are. That's La La Land. I'm still trying to get the Zoom recording to work. And John, if you can hear me, I can't actually see you in the waiting room. So let's just see if there's any more, but I can't see you there at the moment. So if you can get on, please, please do get on. Hopefully this will all be good soon. Maybe, John, if you can hear this, maybe log off and log back on again. It might just be because I hadn't started mine. So hopefully John will join us soon, and we'll stick it up on screen when he does. There we are. So I'm just checking if there's enable waiting room. Okay, well, I'm going to carry on in the absence of John joining us. We probably should have tested this, really, shouldn't we? There we are. Yeah, I can't see anything else that I should have done, really. But there we are. There we are. So let's have a little look here. I'm going to talk to John about... he's here. Okay, I've got him. So admit. There he is. Okay, good. So I'm going to stick the other screen on now. And you can see a big sign that says John there. And I'm sure he is going to arrive any second now somewhere.
I have asked him to log in.
Yeah. The fact that we're seeing a big John on the screen means that it's in process. Sometimes it just takes...
Hey, mate.
Hello! There we are. Good. You're
right.
there. Is your video on, John? I can see you now. Good man.
There you
Good
go.
man. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit weird because I've got a camera in the corner across there. So, but I'm looking at you here. Maybe I can do a little swivel on the screen, which will make that slightly better. How's things with you, mate?
Very good, thank you.
Excellent.
You having a good day?
Yeah. It's always a busy day. Just like our new single, It's Always a Sunny Day. It's always a busy day when you're recording at Shabbey Road. So yeah,
Absolutely,
that's it. So, La La Land. La La Land, that's what we're doing today. Okay, but before we do that, I just wanted to go back to, I mean, most people know this, but your involvement with the Korgis, I mean, officially was in the 90s with the This World's For Everyone album.
Yeah, it was, I suppose, officially, but, well, 89 officially, but I was involved before that, so right back as far as 81.
Yeah.
When Everybody's Got to Learn Sometime was a hit in the European territories, so Spain, France, Italy, Belgium, Holland, those sort of places. It was a huge hit. And so I'd known James from recording at the same studios, Crescent Studios in Bath, with my band Graduate, and he was there with the Korgis. We got to know each other, and when Graduate split up, he came to me and said, look, do you want to come and join in on some promotion? And so that's what we did for a couple of years. So 81 and 82 we did a lot of that sort of stuff, flying around different places and doing all the promotion for Everybody's Got to Learn Sometime. And then there was a couple of extra singles as well that we put out in Europe then, songs like Don't Say That It's Over.
Don't Say That It's Over. Very kind of ELO kind of song.
That Was My Big Mistake was another one.
I love that.
And so
song. Love that song.
So yeah, we did all sorts of stuff like that. It was great fun. And then James decided that we were going to put a live band together, but James decided that he just wanted to go back in the studio again, and so he started mucking about, and he ended up doing a solo album for Sonnet Records.
Burning Questions,
mid-80s.
Burning Questions album.
Burning Questions, which we've played a couple of songs live, haven't we? And then it was 1989. He came to me again. He said, "Look, got this charity that wants to put out Everybody's Got to Learn Sometime as a single again for charity." And the charity was, I don't know if you remember, the hostages that were held in the Lebanon. People like Terry Waite and all that. They were, and this charity was, raising funds for them and their families. And so Everybody's Got to Learn came out as the lead single for this charity album, which included people like Peter Gabriel and all sorts of people. And so we went into Coach House Studios in Bristol and re-recorded Everybody's Got to Learn Sometime. And from that, the three of us then, me, James and Andy Davis, the other original Corgi, got together and we started work on an album called This World's For Everyone. And from about 1990 to 93, we were doing that project, and then we met you in 93 when we were doing some live dates.
That's right, a few promotional live dates to see what
and that's the history, really.
Good. And when I first started, when I did those first dates with you, I remember you and I sat at a table somewhere having some coffee and talking about people we knew, and you went, I did something out there with someone I think you know from Sheffield, a guy called Tom Heritage, who's a sax player. And Tom used to be the sax player in my band. I used to have a Mecca band at the Mecca Ballroom in Stafford, and Tom was a local Sheffield guy. Everyone knew him as a sax player because he's a really good player. Funny, Tom's a great player.
He took this band out to the Middle East. I was doing a residency in a 5-star hotel out in Abu Dhabi in about 1984, and he took a band out there, and they called themselves the Heritage.
Right. Yeah.
And he was the sort of band leader for that. And we got on really well. We used to sort of socialise with those guys. It was great fun.
Yeah, good. And sorry, I wanted to come. Sorry, I'm not doing very well on my notes today. So, and I'm sorry, we were talking about earlier. I was talking about the session, the writing sessions you did with James. And the 3 songs that came out of that, which were, it was at least 3 songs, wasn't it? All Roads Lead to Rome.
It was back in the 80s, this one and All Roads Lead to Rome that came out of those, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
And I mean, literally, we had these little ideas, or I'd come up with an idea, and I think you had the idea of the title.
But probably the title only.
Or you said to me, it was a title only, and I said, "Oh, look, it should be a rock and roll song with a bit of Beach Boys in it, and a sax solo." And James goes, "Oh, okay, let's." So we sat down and we started sketching this thing out, and some of the lyrics came very easy because I've always had this thing about LA, about its diverse two sides, really. The you know, the Beverly Hills, the rich, the mega rich, and the
people,
opulence.
Yeah, the people sleeping in the subways. Then
Exactly. Then you got the people sleeping in tented villages all around
Yeah.
West Hollywood, you know, so I've always been fascinated with that sort of side of it, really. But also because of the musical legacy, I suppose, of the 70s and LA and Laurel Canyon and the Beach Boys back in the 60s with the Byrds and the you know, that sort of stuff, and then into the 70s with Joni Mitchell and Crosby, Stills and Nash and the Eagles and etc. etc. So LA's been a fascination for me musically, but so the lyrics came very easy for that one, really. I think you helped me out with a couple, didn't you?
Well, I think it was just filling in
ones.
gaps, really. It was you know, just filling in the gaps and kind of the kind of the rock and roll, you know. I know James had that little. And it was, James's lyrics are always just off the cuff. Oh, it's just something we kind of had. Something rock and roll to me, might be rock and roll to me. And I thought, what can we do with that? What can we make out of that? And I kind of just came up with might be rock and roll to you, but it's not so rock and roll to me. Just meaning it's not so rock and roll to have a whole load of money around and then be content with people sleeping in ditches as well, you know, at the same time. And then
it's just a fun song with very accessible lyrics, a lyric that tells a story, but at the same time it's just pointing out the obviouses. But it's rock and roll fun, and I think we captured it in the recording. I think the feel's great, and the little Beach Boys bit in the middle's a lot of fun, and we had some fun putting those vocals together, didn't we? Yeah,
that's right. And I'm gonna play them a little bit as well, because they just in isolation they sound amazing.
Yeah,
that's really really good. I was looking at it earlier, and it's just like this. Backing vocals at the top of it are just like this. There's millions of backing vocals, and I'm scrolling down, and there's more. There's still more underneath them. Going on and on.
We went right over the top on that one. Well, you've got to. If you're going to do the Beach Boys and you're going to talk about LA, you've got to go over the top.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. I just need to do a little recap here, just in case anyone's just joined us. We're on a Zoom call with Johnny Baker, and which worked in the end. I don't know why you didn't come on at first. And maybe I hadn't switched on when you automatically joined it, but for some reason you weren't in the waiting room. But you know, there we are. These things, these technological challenges, we like a new one every week. So I was just going to do a little reiterate. Basically, this is obviously the Korgis live stream. We got John Baker here, and to remind you, if you haven't already, to smash the subscribe button. And also, if you haven't got a copy of Cartoon World, you don't know what we're talking about when we're talking about La La Land, then go grab yourself a copy at thekorgis.com. I mean, forget about the live stream. Just go straight across to thekorgis.com and buy it. Buy it now. Do yourself a favor.
You'll love it. You'll love it.
Yeah, that's right. It's got to be said, we've had amazing reactions from this album, haven't we? Everyone.
Yeah.
Every reaction. We've never had one that has been anything other than, this is the album of the year. This is like the best thing I've heard in ages. Just unequivocally good stuff, which is brilliant for artists. We were around in the 80s. To actually still be getting really good reactions now is great. Great stuff. Nigel's here.
I have a couple of questions for John, but also I have a statement.
Hi, Nigel.
Hi, John. How's it going? Okay,
all right,
the questions will be coming soon, John, but this statement from Martin Smith, he says that our Always a Sunny Day is currently 45 on the Heritage chart. So if everybody if everyone could go on there and vote, that would be brilliant.
Good old Mike Reed.
Yeah.
Good old Mike Reed. We sent him across a copy of it a few days ago, and it's already at number 45 on the Heritage chart. I feel a big hit coming on.
Thanks for that, Martin. Thanks for keeping us up to date with that. We love that chart. That's a great chart, and it just
it's great for us.
It's good that people like us and all those other people in the Heritage chart can still get their music recognised. That's brilliant. Yeah.
Here's a question for you, John, from Gary Twitchard. He says,
Yeah.
John, what inspired you to redo All the Love in the World with your vocals? It's a beautiful version.
Well, thank you, mate. I think what it was is that we loved that original version, that one in 1981 with James singing it, but it was a bit sterile. It was very it didn't really sort of flow as well as perhaps that Andy and James had in mind when they first wrote it. So David Lord, who was producing us at the time, I think it was about 1992. We were in the middle of the This World's for Everyone sessions, and David was playing around on the piano one day, and he started playing All the Love in the World, but in a very, very laid back way, like almost like a pianist in a nice hotel you'd hear in the lobby, and I started singing it, and we said, wow, that's great, just piano and voice, isn't it? So we ended up putting it down and then added those lovely harmonies to it, but it is a really lovely version. Thank you for that. Yeah.
And this isn't so much a question, John, as a statement. Paul G says, One Life is a terrific song, which I think John sang lead on. It would be great if that was included in the Korgis set list.
It has been, hasn't it, a lot. We have played One Life up until this current tour. I mean, in truth, Paul, we kind of just like to change it around a bit, and I think One Life has been in the set way back when we played what's a venue across on the other side, the east of England, across at Cleo Lane's place. I should know this.
The Stables. Yeah,
the Stables. It was in the set
right. Yeah,
way back to then.
We've been playing it fairly regularly, haven't we? Just these last couple of dates we haven't done, but yeah, thank you. It's a great live song as well, isn't it? You know, it is a good one to play. We've always loved that one, and a bit of trivia on that one. The bass player that came in to do that with us, Dave Goodyear, of course. Dave is with Jethro Tull now, so he's a lovely bass player, and he played on the original of that. And
Dave introduced me to you guys.
Yeah.
Because I worked with Dave in a variety of different ways, so I knew him quite well. And when you guys needed someone to fill in on those dates, he suggested me, which is very lovely of him, and I thank him often. He can't even remember doing it. He went, "Really? Was that me? Oh, I didn't remember that."
We will definitely we won't leave it out forever. It'll be back in the set at some point. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, I think in some ways we kind of think of One Life and This World's for Everyone as a similar bag, and we don't always put the both of them in at once, because it is that kind of similar world music kind of vibe to it, isn't it? But there may be, I mean, who knows? Who knows? That may go in again soon. Let's just have to wait and see.
There's Gary Twitchett, because you've been talking about this, says he loves the Beach Boys bit.
Right.
Okay.
We love the Beach Boys bit.
And Ken Roseman, who's joining us from the States.
Yeah. The
two gentlemen speaking, were they members of Stackridge?
Actually, neither of us were members of Stackridge, were we? The third, and some may say, he'd probably say this himself, the third and most important member of the Korgis, James Warren, was a member of Stackridge. James and Andy were founder members of Stackridge and founder members of the Korgis. Quite a long time ago, though, now.
Absolutely. So that's our link to Stackridge. It's through James, really. But and we still play the odd Stackridge song in our set, and we get a lot of old Stackridge fans come along to see us. So there is that link there.
I think also when we were writing the album, because of the heritage of Stackridge, we were able to go, we could do some long stretched out numbers, we could do some songs with different sections in them, because that is really what Stackridge did a lot. They did things, in that proggy kind of way. So there's certainly 2 or 3 songs where you'd look at them and go, yeah, that could be a Stackridge song, or it certainly has the hallmarks of something that could have been. So in a way, we're quite grateful for that heritage, because it gives us a lot more freedom than if it had just been, we're a pop act, we do 3.5-minute songs and we've just got to keep writing good ones. It gave us the ability to open up a little bit more here and there. So much so that it was really hard to get it on a CD, and even harder to figure out how we were going to get it on vinyl, which tracks were going to stay, which were going to go. That was kind of lots of discussion about that. Yeah, but it was good. I'll tell you what. Maybe John, let's pick up the sonar thing and let's have a look at the Beach Boys bit on sonar.
Great.
So I'm not sure what this will do to your screen. It'll probably go blank, but hopefully you'll be able to see it somewhere or something like that. Not sure. Am I right there? Yeah, probably. Okay, so I've got the sonar screen up now, and for those that can see it, I'm going to go right to the top, and in fact, I'm going to make the screen kind of as big as I can so you can see the expanse of the backing vocals. There they are. They're still going. So we're right at the top there, and we're still going all the way down here. It's still backing vocals, and then we get to that little red one at the bottom, and that's the first of the lead vocals. So masses of backing vocals on this song, and here is that famous little Beach Boys bit.
We're making love on the beach 'cause it's so warm tonight. Death out on the streets just seems so out of sight.
Lovely.
La la land, la la land. It's another perfect day and there's nothing planned. La la land, la la land. Maybe rock and roll for you, but it's not so rock and rollin'. La la land, la la land. It's another perfect day and there's nothing planned. La la land, la la land. Maybe rock and roll for you, but it's not so rock and roll to me.
Wow. Yeah. 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 Oh. Yeah. I'll tell you what, Gary, we had so much fun over about 12 years, I think. We were doing those sort of recordings with Reader's Digest. So we got approached by an agent in London that supplied vocalists for Reader's Digest, and basically what it is, Reader's Digest Music were based in Belgium, in Brussels, and the guy that ran it, a lovely guy called Henri Aymans, he used to run Reader's Digest Music for the whole world at that point. And he was in charge of putting all the recording sessions together. So he'd choose the songs, and they're covers of all these amazing songs, or people's back catalogue. So his CDs would consist of people like Tom Jones, Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers, blah, 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 their back catalogue. But also he would include in it some covers where he couldn't get hold of the originals, some really classic songs, like you'd never be able to license the Beatles recordings. So he would get this amazing arranger in and do proper string arrangements, orchestral arrangements, have a great band in the studio. And James and I were asked to go out onto this very first session to record just 4 songs. And I can't even remember. One of them was Mrs. Robinson, I think, by Simon and Garfunkel, and one of them was a Bee Gees song or whatever. But it was 4 songs initially, and they absolutely loved what we did, and they loved the harmonies, and they also loved how quick we were in the studio at working on vocals. So it developed from there, really. From that session, we went out probably once or twice a year for about 12 to 14 years. It went from about 2003, 2004, right up to about 2016, I think we were doing those sessions. And over that time, we probably did over 100 recordings for them. And some of them, as you rightly say, are available on Spotify and places like that. But there's also these CDs of them as well. So, yeah, really enjoyable. Great bunch of guys, brilliant musicians that they had and we got to work with some brilliant people.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I didn't realise it was that long you did them for. I knew there was a hefty amount of songs, but But yeah, that's. But what a good job, eh? It's like, let's fly across and let's put down some harmonies.
and really well paid for session work. It was great because everything was a buyout. You never got any royalties. The other thing is, what people didn't realise is these Reader's Digest CDs were normally 3 triple CDs or even quadruple CD sets. And they would sell regularly 250, 300,000 copies of them around the world to their subscribers. And so, they're not going to give you a royalty on it because that's where they make their money. So they pay you very handsomely a sort of buyout fee for each session. Yeah. So it was really nice,
Yeah. Oh, blimey.
Not enough of that work about, Al. Not enough of that work about.
No, not anymore. That's for sure, is it? I mean, those days where they go, fly over to Holland, fly across to Germany. I mean, I used to do 30 dates a year in Germany alone.
Yeah.
But as James has just found out, James would normally do a regular Rhine cruise, and they've just axed all the British musicians from him because of Brexit. Yeah. Because they go, it's too expensive, too costly now, we've got to pay for carnets, we've got to do all that together. We're going to use European bands instead. So thank you, Mr. Johnson. Thank you for that. We'll write a letter to you later and tell you what we think. Or unless you want to invite us to one of your legendary parties, of course.
I think he's got a bit on his plate with something else going on today. We'll leave him alone just for today.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So I don't know if you can. Not quite sure how this is going to work. The quiz question, John, if possible, I want you to read the quiz question, but maybe you might have to tell me if I do this. Can you see that quiz question anywhere?
No.
No. Okay. Fair enough. Well, listen.
You read it out.
There's possibly a way I could do it, but we won't worry about it too much. The quiz question involves you, and when we did those car crash on this particular episode, I remember you calling them our Korgis carpool karaoke or something. I think that's what you called it. We were in the car and we were talking about La La Land, and the question is basically, what did you think the road... Don't tell me the answer to this. Don't tell me the answer. What did you think the road up over Caerphilly Mountain reminded you of in LA?
Yeah.
It reminded you of something. Have we got any answers for this? Yeah, Nigel is nodding his head. He's saying we got some answers. All right, so we don't have to do the right answers or not. Yeah. So that's the question. In the Korgis car crash part 6, which you will find on YouTube, what did the road over Caerphilly Mountain remind Johnny Baker of? Something in LA. So, I tell you what, we haven't actually said what the prize is, which that's not a very good incentive. Is it? Like, what's the prize? Now, the prize this week was going to be one of my albums this week, because last week we had someone who said, "Hey, why don't you play a track off your album?" And I thought the boys and girls might like to hear a track off my album at some point. And if I can find a copy of it, I'm going to show you a copy of it, and that's what we're going to give away. If I can't find it now, I'll find it soon. Because I've got all these albums here that I've been involved with. And look, not one of mine. I'm working too hard for everyone else, aren't I? That's the trouble with me. I will find one sooner or later. But it's an album called Coming Up From Down Under. It was originally made in the mid-90s, before I even had the studio, but it was then remastered. And in some ways, the ideas in it were similar to Cartoon World in the fact that it was an attempt not to just write a collection of 3-minute songs. It was an attempt to kind of make some kind of statement on the world, or sort of tie things into some sort of loose concept. It wasn't a proper concept album like Cartoon World is a concept album, but it was nevertheless. The songs were all from the same ilk. And also, they were designed to not be restricted to a normal 4-piece band or anything like that. And I think that's something with Cartoon World we've done, where we've gone, hey, if it's just going to go down to harpsichord and voice, that's what it's going to do, without thinking it's the structure of, oh, we've got a 5-piece, we've got a 5-piece band and 3 backing vocals, that's what it's going to sound like. We try not to be restricted by that. And so it was the same with this particular album. So that's what you get. You get Coming Up From Down Under, and I'll show you a pic of it later when I find it.
And Gary Twitchett says, driving, yes please.
Okay, so John, that's what I'm going to do when we get off here. I'm going to play driving. At the same time, I'll then go and hunt for a copy of my album.
Good man. Yeah.
So any other questions for John before
Let me just
he goes off and has his tea?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, but you can always leave them there and we'll ask him afterwards. Or I always say this, you can go to thekorgis.com and in the contact us section, there's a little ask us something submission, and that comes straight through to our emails. And if you've got a question for John, James and myself, one of us will pick up one of those emails and let you know the answer to your questions.
Absolutely.
John Baker, thank you for joining us on Zoom. And of course, we will catch up in real life very soon.
Great to see you guys. And
see you, John.
Yeah, thanks for everyone that's tuned in and listened, and see you all soon.
Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
Take care.
Bye, John.
Bye. Bye, Nigel.
See ya.
And so there we are. We're back. Okay, so I will find. Oh, sorry, it's doing all sorts of things here. I will find a copy of the song "Driving" from Coming Up From Down Under, and it's one of the few that I've actually done a little video for. So I think that's what we're going to do right now. I can find it here. Any second. Here we go.
And I sleep all night. Gray is gray, black is black, and white is white. I got no time to think about just where I am. It's hard enough in times like these just to walk like a man. And I don't know what's behind, and I don't know what's ahead. All I know is the road I'm on, and the voice inside my head says, keep driving, keep driving, just keep on driving. Don't look down, try to hold the line. In the rough and tumble, in the push and shove, time is money and money is time. I got my souvenirs from all the people that I've met and the places that I've been. And if I don't say much, it's 'cause I'm staring out this windscreen. And I don't know what's behind, and I don't know what's ahead. All I know is the road I'm on, and the voice inside my head says,
as black and white as white. Got no time to think about where I am. It's hard enough these days just to walk like a man. Don't look down, try to hold the line. In the rough and tumble, in the push and shove, time is money and money is time. Got my souvenirs from the people that I've met and the places that I've been. If I don't say much, it's because I'm staring out this windscreen and I don't know who to fear. I don't know who to trust, and I don't know how or why. I just know that I must. I got no time to laugh, I got no time to cry. There's a train rolling through me, and it never says die. And I'm calling out to you, and you're calling out to me. But the cat's eyes and the white lines are all that I can see. And I don't know what's behind, and I don't know what's ahead. All I know is the road I'm on, and the voice inside my head says, keep driving, keep driving. And you gotta keep on driving, keep driving. I know that I must keep driving, just keep on driving. I'm driving now. Yeah, I'm driving now. The only thing in times like these to keep on driving. Keep on driving. Keep on driving.
And that was Driving. Hope you like that. If I must say so myself, I think it's a pretty good album. It's got a lot of various styles on it. I think if you kind of like Cartoon World, you kind of like that as well. We always have it on sale at our gigs from the merch stall. If you've got everything that is ever to do with the Korgis, then that's the obvious next thing to buy. Yeah, that's all I'd say. So let's just go back and let's just do a reminder. Thank you very much, John Baker, for being on with us. We are soonish going to go to the quiz question, but I think before that we're going to catch up on a little news. But we are going to say once again, smash the subscribe button on YouTube, be our friend. On the Korgis.com you can actually sign up there, and then every now and then you get a little newsletter around. Every now and then you get like a free download or something like that, and you may even get like a little advance listen to something that we're going to have coming up released or something like that. So talking about things that we have released coming up, we have next week, and in fact next week's live stream is going to be dedicated to our new single with Joe Matera from Australia, called Always a Sunny Day. The long title being Always a Sunny Day If You Live Your Life Above the Clouds. Of course, there's a downside to that story as well, which it's not such a sunny day if you live in under the clouds and it's pouring with rain, as it was when I was up in Birmingham 2 days ago, and we said, hey, why don't we go to Ironbridge? Let's have a little look around Ironbridge. And then there's all these warnings going, Ironbridge is flooded. And we almost booked a B&B on the river at Ironbridge. So that's a good job we did. Or we'd still be here now. We wouldn't be here now if we'd gone to Ironbridge, because we'd be still swimming up the Severn River, I reckon. So there we are. So we're gonna play you a little sneak preview of the chorus of Always a Sunny Day. And we like the sing a lot. It's one of those songs that when you listen to it 2 or 3 times, you start going, oh God, that's really good. There's a couple of people who have actually been in the studio, Paul Griffin being one of them, who's on stream tonight, who heard the song and really liked it. So we hope you're going to like it as well. I'm going to stick it up on screen, and here it is. It's something like this.
It's always a sunny day when you're living life above the clouds. How come it's raining on me? Choose how to spend your day. Turn and smile. When there's nowhere to sleep. night.
There we go. That's Always a Sunny Day. We hope that's going to be a big spring hit. Nigel was saying earlier, it would have been great as a summer hit. And yes, it would be great as a summer hit. But because we're between the UK and Australia in terms of the people recording that, we figured that spring in Britain and autumn in Australia would have to do, because we're not going to find a place where summers converge on both of these continents. So there we are. That was Always a Sunny Day. And Joe, I'm going to do a Zoom call with Joe. We won't be able to get it to work here at this time in the morning, because it would be, I say in the morning, at this time in our evening would be at something like 5 in the morning for him. So instead, we're going to do a Zoom call, and I'll record it, and we'll show it on playback here as part of our special for the release of that single. And don't forget, that single is definitely on pre-order anytime you want to go and grab that from the Korgis.com. It's on pre-order, and you'll be the first to hear it. There we are. It'll just arrive, dumped through your email box. Oh, also, most people will again know this, but it isn't just a download. With it, you get the ability to make your own single out of it. So if you've still got the facility to burn a CD, then you can burn a CD from the MP3, or if you're an audiophile and you really want the highest quality, give us a shout and we'll send you through a WAV file. So we have paper parts there, so you can make yourself a little sleeve, but there's also a big fold-out kind of poster that you can fold up and pop in the sleeve, and then you'll have what is like a mini album. It's probably the miniest of albums that you would ever get, because it's only one track. But other than that, we hope it makes it into a slightly more special occasion than just some download that exists in the ether. We don't like the idea of that very much. So next week's show dedicated to that. I think we probably do have other news, but we'll leave that for the moment. I mean, there's a lot of things bubbling under, quite exciting things bubbling under, and of course more gigs kind of arriving almost on a daily basis. So we'll tell you all about them in one hit. But like anything else, thekorgis.com, you can find them on there. You can normally find all dates on Facebook as well. In fact, there is a new link on our Instagram page that has links for everything you could possibly imagine and want is all there on the one page. So if you click on the link at the top of the bio, it tells you everything you need to know. And it will always tell you, of course, what this the address of this live stream is, etc. All that stuff. So what do you reckon? Should we go back to the quiz question and find out who has won? I'm going to stick this up on the screen again. So the quiz question was, in our car crash TV, part 6, which that is actually a picture from that car crash on the YouTube channel, what does the road up Caerphilly Mountain remind John of? And he talked about it in this. And I was going, oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? You're right. Because believe it or not, I've got a brother that lives in LA. So John's been to LA quite a lot, but I've been to LA quite a lot as well. I've done sort of gigs out there, but mainly hang about eating and drinking in restaurants. So in our car crash TV, part 6 on our YouTube channel, what does the road up Caerphilly Mountain remind John of? Of course, it reminds him of Laurel Canyon, where Joni Mitchell and Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young used to live, etc., etc. And Nige, do we have a winner?
Yes, and it's Elaine Brokenshaw.
Elaine Brokenshaw!
But she does say that it was Dave who actually found the answer this week. So
it's a two-man team.
Yeah.
So this is why Elaine is doing so well with the questions, because she's got a two-man team working for her. It wouldn't surprise me, a couple of weeks from now, she's going to have a whole army of people searching for the correct answers, I reckon. Congratulations, Elaine, and thank you, Dave. Thank you very much for well, it was really congratulations, Dave, isn't it? It's congratulations, Dave.
It is.
And well done, Elaine, for bringing him along. That's what it is. So this copy of Coming Up from Down Under, so you can see it a little bit more, that is yours, and will go in the post forthwith. Well done, brilliant. We got any other questions or anything, Nige?
Hang on. Two people, Paul G and Martin Smith, saying how much they enjoyed Always a Sunny Day, which is fantastic.
Thank you, Paul and Martin.
Martin in particular, he was thinking about it as he flew over South Wales during the storm last week.
I bet that was comfortable.
God, Martin, rather you than me. And Ingo is asking you, Al.
Yeah.
What about the David Bowie question?
Oh, maybe you weren't on this. The David Bowie question was like about 4 weeks ago or something. And the question was the piano solo at the end of This Is the Life was inspired by which famous David Bowie song? And we went on to say it's one of the David Bowie songs from his classic period. And I defined his classic period of the 3 albums, Ziggy Stardust, Aladdin Sane and Diamond Dogs. Many people disagree with me there, but that's what I would say it was. And we then went on to say, because still no one got it, even though there were a lot of wild answers, that of those 3 classic albums, it was from the middle of those 3 classic albums. I did say them in order as well. And I even then said, and that's even more of a clue than you'd think. And still no one twigged that actually the answer was Aladdin Sane, the title track Aladdin Sane, the Aladdin Sane. And at the end, Mike Garson plays a solo who goes, it goes on for ages. In fact, he plays one in the middle and he plays another one at the end. And that was our inspiration from it. And you wouldn't believe the trouble we had getting Nigel Hart to play that, because his ears are so clued in to being in tune with everything. He kept trying to get in with the band. And I go, no, just play anything. Just make it wild. Make it discordant. Play it. In the end, we recorded him at a separate place, not with the track in the background at all. And then I placed things in so that it sounded more wildly discordant, because he was far too in tune on it.
But now, of course, he has to play it live, doesn't he?
Now he has to play it live, yeah, that's it. So there we are. Hopefully, Ingo, that's answered your David Bowie question. You can go back to any of these live streams, by the way. They're all still up on YouTube. You can't chat to us anymore. You can leave a comment and we'll pick up that. But if you fancy catching up on any of them right from day one, and you can laugh at all our technical disasters where we go, well, we'll never do that again, will we? We'll never make that mistake again. I'll never leave my jacket off at the beginning and then suddenly put it on and people go, oh, you've changed. Or all that stuff. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations, Dave and Elaine. Your CD is coming. And join us next week for the special edition with Joe Matera. James Warren will be here next week as well, in the flesh. He'll be here in the flesh. Joe will be on Zoom across from Australia. And we hope to see you all there. I'm just going to find something to play with. Oh, I hope this will play out okay, because I only just downloaded it, but we're going to find out. This is the video for La La Land. Oh, and there it is. It's good. We'll see you all next week. Bye. Bye.
Burgers and bourbon, everyone's a surfer. Daily serving rice and kale to Tesla drivers on the road to hell. And who's so much dating? And the gas pump baby is 10 tone beautiful, but she's looking for a tip to pay her mama's hospital bill. La la la, it's another perfect day and there's nothing planned. La la land, maybe rock and roll for you, but it's not so rock and roll to me. Well, our candy ones filled with songs. Now Silicon Valley says, hurry up and move along. Fitness freaks out on Muscle Beach are giving everything they've got, while gridlock highways of 7 lanes are all for the stop. La la la. Another perfect day and there's nothing planned. La la land, maybe rock and roll for you, but it's not so rock and roll.